Hello, and welcome back for another Avatar The Last Airbender Premier Draft. We have, unfortunately, a three-color card that we have to take out of this pack. I'd like to stay open, like we tend to do, picking one color and waiting until we see some powerful rare in pack 2 to choose what direction we go in, but Aang at the Crossroads is too good. We're going to have to take it. We're going to have to pass also good green cards. Diligent Zookeeper has a lot of targets. Ostrich Horse, for example, becomes a 5/3. The Messenger Hawk becomes big. And Quench. So we'll take Aang and be quote unquote open to playing green, white, green, blue, blue, white, etc. We have no problem playing green, blue, even though it has the lowest win rate in this set. And now we see good red cards, unfortunately. The rare was taken out of this pack. And we're left with two pretty sweet lessons. I'm not even sure, off the top of my head, if combustion technique or firebending lesson is better. I bet firebending lesson is a bit better. And I did not mean to take that, but it was the best card in the pack. Now, is it one of our three colors? No. Could we have taken airbending lesson, had protection for Aang, and a way to trigger his ETB again? Yes. So, maybe a little unfortunate there, but I could be talked into taking firebending lesson from that pack just because it is so early on. You want to take the strongest cards. I think forecasting fortune teller is stronger than Momo here. I do like the uncommon version of Momo. I've come down a lot on North Pole Patrol, and this is just going to be solid whether we're green-blue or blue-white base playing Aang. Southern Air Temple is one of the better temples. It's probably the second best temple, but we can't take it here. Our gem count has gotten far too low to be messing with that kind of stuff. Let's take Earth Kingdom Soldier. It's a playable card in our colors. The rest of this pack is pretty unenticing. Hama is good, but she's triple blue. Merchant is also in a color we're not playing. I don't know that we want Earth Rumble in a blue-white deck or a green-white deck. Like this, I think does best in red-green, where you have creatures that are actually large enough to fight. Let's take Compassionate Healer. Some Scry and life gain if we get to attack early on, or Waterbend with it. There's temples. We're not doing it because we've got Aang at the Crossroads, but we would before the set ends like to go temples at least one time. There's another Compassionate Healer, but Lost Days is the best card here. 6 people passed this. I saw this happening the first week of the set, but I had figured most people had figured out this is a good card by now. It looks like it's too expensive, and it can be in some decks, green, blue. I'm looking at you. But for the most part, it's just great. We could take Rumble Arena for the fixing. We could take Yip Yip. I mean, let's take Rumble Arena. I think if we're playing 3-color cards, we don't also want to have combat tricks sitting dead in our hand. Ostrich Horse is a possibility here, as is Razor Rings. If we end up being green base, we'll want to play Ostrich Horse. I don't think we want to splash it. If we're not, Razor Rings is also removal, and unless we're playing red, we don't have any removal yet. Well, I'd like to speculate on Ostrich Horse and hope that we get maybe Raucous Audience to combo with it. Blue in a pile, white in a pile. This is kind of like a flexible card. It's a shame to see Cat Gator this late. Black looks like it's being disrespected. Callus Inspector is perfectly playable. Cat Gator, you do need to build around, but this is pack 1. For us, I think we gotta take Sparring Dummy. Even though I do not love this card, and I expect it to mill Aang at the Crossroads whenever we have mana for it. So let's see what was taken. In pick 10, 2 white cards, Flexible Waterbender, which is a bad blue card. I don't ever want to play this. Take that just in case, I guess. Glider Kids and Airbending Lesson are good. Red. 2 green cards, and North Pole Gates, which is blue-white. So everything but Cat Gator, Callus Inspector, and Hog Monkey were taken. 0 black cards taken in the next pack, but the black cards were Daily Indoctrination, which is bad, and Vindictive Ordinance, which is also bad. So white looks pretty contested. All the white cards are being taken. I don't know that white main is going to be something we can do. Well, it's hard not to. We have this. We also have Compassionate Healer. Aang is an ally. Pox Bears is an ally. This thing would be sweet if it wheeled. Alright, well, you try and read the signals, but if the signal is that black is open and you still don't get good black cards, you gotta do what you gotta do. So we're gonna be fighting 2 or 3 other drafters at least for white, it looks like. And it's gotta be a main color. With 3 of these drops being early. Cards I'm not thrilled to play include these 2. Flexible Waterbender and Geyser Leaper. What is better, the Allies at Last or White Lotus Reinforcements? I think we need Allies at Last. This is especially sweet with South Pole Voyager, but right now removal looks like just Lost Days. Zookeeper, this is an ally. What does it boost? The Ostrich Horse. If green ends up being something we play, do we want to take it over a Compassionate Healer or Water Grasp? I think so. I think we could end up with Messenger Hawks. Gladly want to play them. So we'll take this and speculate. Ooh, Agnequilla is nice. I think we have to take an actual playable here. Something that's removal. We just passed a Watery Grasp. Normally do love this card. We'll see if Kyoshi Battle Fan wheels. That makes an ally. So we're interested in it, and it should help smooth over whatever the situation is with our lands, which is probably going to be rough. Right now it's 1 Rumble Arena to fix for all this stuff. Firebending Lesson is probably not happening. Here, what is it? Rowdy Snowballers? I don't ever want to play this. It is an ally. This is one of the worst blue uncommons or commons in the set, but it's better than a land. We're not playing Waterbending Scroll, and I don't want to play Zuko's Exile, so welcome to the deck, Rowdy Snowballers. We'll start him off in the sideboard. Ooh, Airbending Lesson is nice, but Forecasting Fortune Teller, I think, is even nicer. It's possible that we're blue-white main, splashing green. If we get some Herbalist, that would flip real quick to green-blue. Splashing everything. Red-blue. This thing's double pumped by Diligent Zookeeper. This thing's also pumped by Diligent Zookeeper. Let's take Rebellious Captives. Put it over here. It's a little awkward because if we are splashing green, we're going to want our green cards to be more expensive, more impactful. Because we expect to get green later than blue and white. Otter Penguin is a 2-drop, so we'll take it and hope not to play it. It is double pumped by Mr. Diligent Zookeeper. If we got 2 Diligent Zookeepers, I would run Penguins, maybe just for fun, to be honest. First time flyer is going to want more lessons to be good. Right now, it's just Lost Days. Watery Grasp when we're on this late is kind of crazy. We absolutely will pick that up. Yep, there's people not wanting to take black. And there's another card worth splashing for. Is it worth splashing over Katara? I think Katara is so solid and we need 3-drops. I wouldn't mind splashing for this if we're already splashing for Aang. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 allies already. Well, let's say Katara, see if Waterbending Lesson wheels. Or Compassionate Healer wheels because Team Avatar is taken. Earth Kingdom Jailer is great. We were just talking about how we did not have any 3-drops, and that is immediately fixed. We'll have to unfortunately pass Watery Grasp again. Earth Kingdom Protectors would be nice for Aang. We just have to take Forecasting Fortune Teller, though. I think it's too much value. And we're waterbending off Katara. Watery Grasp or Momo, Playful Pet. One, two, three, four. I think we have a chance. I would like to see if we wheel the other Watery Grasp and take Momo. I just don't know if that's going to happen. White Lotus Reinforcements, if we're already splashing green, is going to be better than I think a second Otter Penguin or a second Earth Kingdom Soldier. And now we really need to think about how we're going to make our mana work to play these guys. Also, Diligent Zookeeper is not going to be worth splashing if we don't end up with some Messenger Hawks. I don't love it, but let's take another Poxbearers. We don't need to play it necessarily. Kyoshi Warriors. We absolutely will pick up. It's 2 allies, so that's 1 card that triggers South Pole Voyager's draw effect. It's an ally. I typically don't want to play it. We may have to. Ember Island Production, I feel like, is bad because of cards like Airbending Lesson. They bounce your copy and kill it and draw a card. So even though we have Aang, I don't think we run it. Curious Farm Animals is in colors we're playing. We could take an Ostrich Horse in case Diligent Zookeeper happens. Do we? Do we? We'll see. I mean, this would be super boosted, right? 4 creature types by Diligent Zookeeper. This becomes a 5/5. Watery Grasp did wheel. That's wild. And barrels will help us splash. So we have 6 forms of removal. That's a good amount of removal spells. We're going to have to run some cards we're not crazy about. I think Curious Farm Animals will be 1. And then is Diligent Zookeeper boosting anything else up? It's human. This is actually human. It's not Appa in the background. It's the humans in the front. And here, just take a throwaway card, Otter Penguin. All right, I'll tell you right now, Poxbearers is coming back in. That's probably the deck. All right. Let's see. Oh, maybe we can cut Zookeeper or Curious Farm Animals. What do we have? Rowdy Snowballers? I don't think so. All right, let's put removal in a pile over here. Maybe a Poxbearers is cut. We have enough early drops. First time flyer is going to have lessons in the graveyard off just Lost Days. So I think first time flyer actually gets cut. We put Poxbearer back in. Where are you, Poxbearer? Right there. Then we have 5, 6, 7, 8 early drops. That's about right. 6 removal spells is about right. 4, 5, 6, 7 actually, if we count barrels. Now I would like 4 green sources. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's enough. White sources, I think we need 8 at least. 5, 7, 8, and then blue 9 or 10. Blue is 6, 7, 8. So we can probably cut a forest or an island here. We want to play Forecasting Fortune Teller early. And we'll run it like that. All right. This deck is a little rough around the edges. I would call it below average. But let's see how it performs. Imperial Admiral will be our first opponent. And this is keepable. We don't have blue yet, but we can play everything in our hand besides Watery Grasp. And there's blue. Oh, and there's our best card. All right. If he plays a 3-drop and we hit our lands, then this is a pretty fortunate curve out for us. Aang is another way that we can trigger 2 allies entering the battlefield in the same turn. Now that I think about it. Well, not going to happen. He uses combustion technique, and I guess here what we'll do is we'll just throw out Ox Bears. I don't care about this Tiger Seal, so we're not going to use Watery Grasp. He'll untap anyways, so until we can Waterbend 5, it wouldn't be relevant. It's a CMC 2. So we cannot get rid of that. Platypus Bear, okay. He's playing Porcupine. Well, here comes Pox Bears. Auto Tapper tried to get us there. We want 1 green mana so we can hold up allies at last. He does have a lesson in his graveyard, so he can attack with Platypus Bear this turn if he wants. We're just going to take 2. That's fine. Okay, now it's time for Earth Kingdom Jailer. Making sure that Auto Tapper leaves the green mana up. Get rid of Flexible Waterbender. And we can crack back. Diligent Zookeeper will be pumping all those creatures. Double pump, triple pump, double pump. Alright. Let's start with Aang, right? Diligent Zookeeper, I think, is still the best card to be adding here. Even though he's really just kind of a vanilla 4-4 for the most part. And let's attack with 1 Pox Bears. If he eats it with Platypus Bear and Aang lives, we get to transform. If he kills Aang and we threw away Pox Bears, not a huge deal. Dies into a 1-1. Oh, a 2-2 actually, because Diligent Zookeeper targets non-human creatures, and these allies that are tokens are actually Non-human. Oh, invasion tactics. So the only allies he has no allies. He's not going to draw cards. Non-ally, non-ally, non-ally. Let's block 5, 9, 13. I guess we could just take all this. He's tapped out. Except for this one firebending mana, so he could do firebending lesson at most. Let's block maximum damage here. And then just take 8, I think. Alright, we can hold up allies at last as long as we make sure Auto Tapper doesn't get us here. This is non-human, by the way, so it should be pumped. Oh, no, it is human soldier, so it will be pumped by, will not be pumped by Diligent Zookeeper is what I'm saying. Anyways, we win. Cool. Next match will be against Dungeon Crawler Carl, the Mighty. What a name. Okay, another hand where the only unplayable card is Watery Grasp. So we'll keep it. No 2-drop. But Earth Kingdom Jailer can remove a CMC 3 or higher card. Do we just run him out as a vanilla 3/3? I think so. Alright, so this 1/1 will become a 2/2 as soon as we play Diligent Zookeeper. Should keep that in mind. Does he have the fancy footwork that gives +2/+2 to 2 creatures? If so, I like blocking like this. If he's got Yip Yip or Octopus Form, we still kill his Compassionate Healer. If he's got Airbending Lesson, we still kill his Compassionate Healer. I can't think of anything that would get us here. Any one card at least. It is Yip Yip. And he might have 2 cards. Maybe that's how he's going to get us. Nope. That's fine. 2 for 1-ing himself there. And here I think we make this able to block his Compassionate Healer. It would trade. It's going to be pumped by Diligent Zookeeper, but yeah, I assume he doesn't block because that is more valuable than just a 2/2 token. It's got an actual body, so it'll go back to hand if it gets airbent, and he's scrying and gaining life whenever it gets tapped. Okay, 3, 4, 5 mana is available to us. We cannot really attack through Wandering Musicians. We have to tap green here to play Diligent Zookeeper. Or we could play Forecasting Fortune Teller, crack it, try and draw a land for turn. I like that better. We do. 1, 2, 3, 4 bodies. We could Watery Grass, Wandering Musicians, and then shuffle it back. while still holding up allies at last. We can't do allies at last and waterbend shuffle this, but I like this to set up a big attack next turn. Diligent Zookeeper, and then we have a 4-4, a 3-3, a 3-4, all attacking through. Alright, hear me out. We only have one green mana. Ooh. Okay. Well, now it looks a little bit crazier. And we're going to have the waterbending mana left over to send that back. Now that we've opted to draw a card, that does look crazier. I'll admit. Okay, he's not pumping, so we can attack with every creature next turn. No longer has 5 mana available for the Water Tribe Captain pump. So the only attack that doesn't really do anything would be the Forecasting Fortune Teller, and it still doesn't die. That's alright. Zookeeper still has his pump effect active, and now we shuffle back. I guess this is the only attack that doesn't make sense. No, this also doesn't make sense. We don't really have a reason to keep lands in hand. He's not black, he doesn't have discard. We don't have abandoned attachments or Geyser Leaper. He plays another Water Tribe Captain. Okay, well he can't pump, so we can make a similar attack this turn. He trades up a little bit, but we whittle him down to 5 health. And unless he top decks something, we can attack through with our stuff next turn. Okay, I kind of want to hold Poxbearers for South Pole Voyager's effect. Let's see how he blocks here first. Okay, I will play Poxbearers. Alright, we did it. We did it. We did it. See if he doesn't attack. Has 2 creatures to block. 4 to get through, he's dead. Alright, this deck is overperforming so far. Next match is against Harmlosius, and we'll keep it. We can't play Poxbearers, but we have a Watery Grasp. And we have our best card. Okay, we got lucky. Look at that. Thank you, Land Smoother. We will gladly trade for his 2/2 token. We have no airbending lessons. That's kind of the problem with this card is if you run into an airbending lesson, they pay 1 more mana, they bounce your token, kill it, and draw a card, and you feel awful. It's going to be better with Team Avatar, but if we clear the field, then he's in trouble, and I think it's going to be worth using Watery Grasp here instead of playing Forecasting Fortune Teller. We'll hold up Allies at Last for any X2 toughness creature he plays as well. Nothing. 4 mana pass. That's suspicious. I mean, what could he have with flash in these colors? Alright, we'll hold up Allies at Last and Clue Crack. Yeah, I guess maybe he could just be holding not enough creatures in hand, even though he's playing Team Avatar. And sitting there not wanting to remove our stinky creatures, like our 1/3 that made a clue token and our 2/1 that'll die into a 1/1 body. Wouldn't blame him. Okay, well, it's Aang time. Let's play Aang pre-combat so that if he does have something like Razor Rings and he uses it on Poxbears, Aang will transform. Kyoshi Warriors is going to be chosen here. We'll send Forecasting Fortune Teller and Earth Kingdom Soldier plus a couple lands to the bottom. White Lotus reinforcements is going to be pretty sweet. 3, 4, 8, 10 damage will be threatened next turn. If we play it, maybe we do just Lost Days glider kits. Like, as we don't mind trading. He could have discard, true. I don't know that I mind that too much at this point. If he blocks the 2/2, he takes 11 damage. And we transform Aang, who Earthbends at the beginning of combat, so we don't get the Earthbend this turn. Alright, well, let's do this. This to blow up Glider Kids. He doesn't get to eat our 2/2. Okay, I think we've got him. He played Team Avatar and didn't get enough creatures out to deal with it. Team Avatar is fun. I do think it's best in like green-white and blue-white, especially when you got just a bunch of the Kyoshi warriors to spit out bodies. Invasion reinforcements, stuff like that. If you play it with red and black, which are typically more control-y, you have more spells, Deadly Precision, Heartless Hack, Lightning Strike, Firebending Lesson, Combustion Technique, all these removal spells, then it ends up being a little bit awkward. The next match will be against Axiom. With 3 Watery Grass in hand. I guess we'll keep it. I'd like something to develop out to the board with, not just these Watery Grasp. I should have been more specific. That's probably the worst card we could have drawn. Unless we get Diligent Zookeeper in a forest. This is just going to be a 1/1. Ooh, Earth King's Lieutenant. Doesn't actually pump anything just yet. Let's attack. Threaten Yip Yip. Maybe if we had done that without any hesitation, he would have fallen for it. But we hesitated. You could sense that. If he has invasion reinforcements, then... Yeah, I'm not blocking the Earth King Lieutenant. And that's fine. He invested mana into not developing out the board. We can crack back here for 3. And I'm more scared of his Earth King's Lieutenant in green-white. There are plenty of allies. If he decides to attack with Turtle Duck, he's spending 3 mana that would otherwise go into actually playing cards from his hand. So absolutely no issue with this. And here we can scry. Lost Days is kind of alright. We can't play it yet. I guess we'll keep it. He's got a tap land. He might attack with Turtle Duck and pump it again. Hard to imagine 5 cards he doesn't have something playable with both green and white, but sometimes you'll see these players go to max hand size, discard, and what looks like a normal green-white deck will have like red cards, black cards, and that's why they hold 5 in hand. I don't know if that's the case with this particular opponent, but that is how it be sometimes. Let's clear the way after he pumps, I guess. Let's let him pump. Yeah, no thank you. We do 2 less damage, but if he had something instant speed, he doesn't get to play it now. And there is no protection for green. If he had white mana open, he could have Enter the Avatar state to give hexproof. Alright, now he's gotta have something. Boomy. Appa. Okay. Bounces it back. But we can play Watery Grasp and use the clue token to shuffle Appa back, attacking with all our creatures for 2, 4, 5, 6 damage. I'm gonna crack a clue, see what we get. I think 1 less damage is worth seeing what we draw. And that's pretty good. Keep that. We could have scried before we drew. That would have been safer. So we can add 2 blockers, 2 attackers get through, and he's dead. That's fine. He's not dead, right? Yeah, he is. So we actually don't play Aang here. We just take this guy out. We make sure Auto Tapper doesn't get us. Opponent is good mannered. And we smack him down. Alright, didn't even need Aang at the crossroads there. Just 3 watery grass. Noble the Third will be our next opponent. I can't play allies at last, but we'll keep it. Alright, Katara's coming out before Earth Kingdom Jailer, so we can get the counters on her. We'll wait for him to play something with CMC 3 or more. Let's see if he's got Razor Rings. I doubt he would use it here. Don't quench. No quench. Okay. It's kind of funny. Rowdy Snowballers. It's gonna grow Katara. Because she's gonna be tapped at the end of our turn. I guess we get rid of Rowdy Snowballers with Earth Kingdom Jailer. Play Curious Farm Animals, and now we have 5 waterbending bodies for Katara. Well, I would rather the ETB of Rowdy Snowballers fire than Kyoshi Warriors. I guess what we'll do here is we'll tap these guys. And we could hold this in hand for South Pole Voyager. I think what we want to do is have at least 2 bodies to block these 1/1s. Drawing cards is nice, but living is also nice. And we can use the bodies to draw with Katara, or we could. We'll take 3. Let's crack some clues and see if we can get another ally to play in the same turn. Can't play that this turn. We can do this, this. This way, if we get, I don't know, a forest, then we're still short. But we can hold up allies at last. He's got mana still open, so we'll pass here. Okay. Compassionate Healer is not too big. Yeah, we go for it here, I guess. Full control so we can respond to his target. Earth Kingdom Jailer, and that's it, unfortunately. Curious. Oh yeah, that scares me. I feel like I'm targeting my own creature to be blown up sometimes when we do that. And maybe that was dumb. Should we have just blown up Angswift's Savior? And let him kill a 1/3? Hmm. Yeah, I feel like maybe that was very dumb. Okay, let's get Ox out here. And he is a 5/5 with Diligent Zookeeper. Look at that. Pretty cool. 4. He has enough to waterbend and transform Angswift Savior. Can he leave one creature back if he does that? He does not. Thank goodness. Let's... play Earth Kingdom Soldier. Make Curious Farm Animals even bigger. He'll probably chump with a 1/1 or just take 6. Okay, and he's spent his waterbending mana. We could play Compassionate Healer this turn, but we're not going to. We're going to try and draw a card off it. We'll let him draw first before we shuffle Engenwa back. In fact, we'll wait till he goes to combat in case he's going to crack this clue pre-combat. He is. And before he goes to attackers, this thing's going back. I think Auto Tapper got the creatures right. He left our biggest bodies back to block. Okay, we are on a 5-turn air clock, but can gain some life out of Compassionate Healer. We're going to attack with at least Earth Kingdom Soldier and Curious Farm Animals. I guess we hold back Diligent Zookeeper this turn. I'm tempted for life gain purposes to play Compassionate Healer. It heals when it enters the battlefield. It heals when it attacks. But I don't think we need to worry about that just yet. Let's try and get another ally. There's another ally. It's a pretty good one. Okay, yeah. Lost days to the bottom. Unfortunately, but Kyoshi Warrior is going to be great. And unless he has Destined Confrontation, he's in trouble here. Okay. Nice. And that is a surprising start. 5-0. Things have lined up well. And we do affect the board with this deck. I found even with our 3 colors, we've been spending our mana pretty efficiently. I expect on average we will have some games that look rougher, and best of 1 likely makes the land situation look smoother than it would be in best of 3. We Can Be Heroes will be our next opponent. He's got no title. And there's the land smoother I was talking about. Just all 3 colors. Looks like we don't actually need it, because we've got barrels. But we've got a 1, 2, 3 curve. Let's get Compassionate Healer out first. It's got the highest upside if it gets to attack. Scrying and gaining life for us. Katara, when she bends to draw cards, will gain us life. I wonder if he'll even block if we attack here, because he might want to use Unlucky Cabbage Merchant for fixing. Oh, no, he does trade. So, oh, unfortunate. I would have liked to have more life gain and scry off attacking or water bending with that body. Drawing cards is going to be more expensive now, but we are on the play, and it's not impossible that if he's trying to do some expensive fixing stuff, playing a multicolor deck, which it looks like he is, that we beat him down. So let's do that. Instead of drawing a card, I don't know that we can actually. If we played Forecast and Fortune Teller, we'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bodies. We could. What if we played Diligent Zookeeper and attacked? He's hovering Diligent Zookeeper like he's thinking about removing it. Katara, yikes. Okay, we gotta blow that thing up soon. Okay, that's a pretty good way to do it. And we can even get him. He double blocks our Katara with his Katara and a 1/1. We blow it up. Nice. And have mana left over to crack this clue token. We're gonna lose a waterbending body by doing that, but I think it's gonna be worth it. Okay, he's dirtling. We have 9 damage on board. And Katara will threaten lethal next turn if she gets to live, and we get to smack in. Oh, he's got red mana even. Playing blue, white, green, red. Okay, Raucous Audience is fine. That's not going to block anything. Well, including the stinky old Forecasting Fortune Teller. Is there anything cheap we can get? We've already played Allies at last. That makes a difference here. Pre-combat. Nope. We could get Curious Farm Animals. So let's crack this now. Aha. We do get something we can play. It's a 1-power creature, but any 1-power creature is gonna be lethal alongside Zookeeper. Not anymore, he cracked a food token. So he's got 6, 7 mana available, and he's still dirtling. I guess I'll make 2 bodies with Katara. Alright, hear me out. If we shuffle this back into his deck, is that better than Barrels of Blasting Jelly, blowing it up? He doesn't stick around to find out. Okay, well, we got to punish a greedy deck. And I wonder what he's trying to play in red. Katara's pretty good. She can win the game, especially if you play her twice. So I wonder what red cards he had. Text supported will be potentially our final boss. We are 6-0 right now. This, I don't think, is one we can keep. Curious Farm Animals and nothing till turn 4. And 3 of our cards are unplayable. So this is what I expected to see more of with this deck. But this is kind of what we've been seeing. All 3 colors, Aang, playable cards. I think we send back Watery Grasp, believe it or not. Hear me out. I don't think we have enough bodies to waterbend with it, and we're on the play. So I'm less worried about being beaten down. Okay. Orgastic Fortune Teller is totally acceptable. As is the Iguana Parrot. Okay, cool. We've got our 5th land, enabling those last 2 plays. Let's crack a clue. We've got blue and white, so I think it's actually these 2 that we crack, right? Do we have any green cards we would play? White Lotus Reinforcements? We can't afford. It would just be Allies at Last. Okay, well, do that, and we'll chill out. We didn't get any copies of it, but I would have loved it. Aang at the Crossroads is extra awesome when you get to fetch a River Spirit with it. The card that really costs like 7 mana, but technically has only a blue pip cost, counts as CMC mana value 4 or less. And you don't have to waterbend to get it out. He's got some scary cards, but so do we, like this one. Hopefully he doesn't quench. Just don't quench this turn. Be cool about it. Nice. Oh my gosh, what do we take? Katara, Betting Prodigy, right? 2 Watery Grasp do go to the bottom. So they're gonna join the Watery Grasp we sent back with the mulligan. I'm almost tempted to take South Pole Voyager. We've got Earth Kingdom Jailer in hand. But let's take Katara. an attack with the pox bears. He's got a copy of his own. Oh, he whiffs. That's rough. That's rough stuff for him. I was checking to see if we can say sorry, but we can't unless the other person says oops. So I almost clicked nice there, which would be pretty BM. All right, 4, 5, 6 mana. I almost like don't want to exile his Aang because it gets the ETB when it comes back. Let's exile his iguana parrot, I guess. We don't need to do that now. I also don't want to Lost Days it. I think what we'll do is we'll play Earth Kingdom Jailer, exile iguana parrot, and then draw with Katara. Oh no. Exile triggers that. Well. Well, that's maybe a game-losing mistake. I guess the advantage of having Aang at the crossroads on our side of the field is if he wants to remove Earth Kingdom Jailer, he first needs to remove Aang at the crossroads. Otherwise, we will transform. Okay, Giant Koi is going back with the Lost Days. There's no ETB value. It's very expensive. So I don't mind if he puts it second from the top. I think maybe we just have to send Aang back. Well, not if he attacks with it. Three watery grass, unfortunately, are on the bottom. There's one more. There's one allies at last. And there's one barrels of Blast and Jelly. All right, let's draw. Let's keep green alive in case we do draw allies at last. We do not. Okay, okay. What did we send to the bottom with Aang? Was it South Pole Voyager? So just play Kyoshi Warriors whenever, I think. 2, 3, 3, 3. What if we send you back and then just attack with everything? He does like it. He puts it second from the top. Okay, I think I like attacking with everything then. Okay, interesting. He does get to gain a life off Compassionate Healer's attack in here. So he'll be at 6. He can Earthbend another blocker. He'll probably put that Earthbend onto a new land. But, I mean, a 4/4 would be pretty good as well. That'd block all our ground creatures. This is just going to be hard to beat. We can draw cards with Katara. Maybe we can still win in a grindy game. Oh, okay. 4, 6, 8, 12. We go to 2. He has 3 blockers. Now we're in trouble. What if we drew White Lotus reinforcements? Does that help? 2 creatures, if he lets these 2 through, still are not lethal. Oh, there's the barrels. There's allies. So, if we kill 2 creatures, he has 1 blocker. 1, 2, 3, 4 get through. So, 2, 3, he's dead if he has nothing. Let's attack with all our 3 power creatures. So any 2 threaten lethal. Keep allies at last around for Aang. He's got 2 cards in hand and green, white, and blue mana. I figure he will crack this clue at the end of this turn, and we can use allies at last to blow up Aang. We need him to just not have octopus form exactly. Okay. Pox Bears will die into a 1/1. So even double removal wouldn't do it here. Unless it's non-death trigger causing removal. Okay, we did it. Oh, man. We should have read Aang at the Crossroads, but we pulled it through. I think that is literally a perfect 7-0. With this deck, that was honestly not set up to be super consistent. 4 Watery Grasp. Nice. Nice removal. The removal was borderline perfect. You know, Barrels of Blasting Jellies, not when I want to be casting most of the time, but I don't mind 1 if I'm also fixing with it. Allies That Last is great. This is so cheap. 1 mana removal sometimes. 1 mana removal a lot of the time. The thing that was tricky with this was we were playing some filler. See Curious Farm Animals and Musicians, and the mana was not great. But we pulled through. Played Curious Farm Animals as a 5/5 and got out of here with gems. So GG's. We'll see you next time.